Celebrating Earth Day. Hey, and every day is Earth Day. Oh my goodness. Got some flowers to put in, some perennials and some annuals. And as I look around at our little cottage, at the gorgeous, gorgeous dandelions, which people hate as weeds. Nothing more beautiful. Well, of course I discriminate. I only really like the little dandelions that hang low to the ground in the spring. And they're right in here with these little violets. For me, when I was asked once at the end of a conference where we all had a big transformation, what would it take for me to keep that alive? What would be 3 things I could do? And one of the things that came to me was to be on the ground with the littlest flowers, even further down to these guys. And then if we go even further down, there's these little guys. To be flat on the ground, on my stomach, connecting with earth, connecting with the innocence of those flowers, which is the innocence of all of us. Let's see. These aren't flowers, but they're very colorful. They might even grow up to be poison ivy. And poison ivy is one of the most beautiful, colorful plants in the fall, even though it can really hurt us. It can make us itch in a way that feels like the plague. When I first had it, I simply had no idea that it was going to be so miserable. And yet that's what we do to ourselves with our thinking too. So we are just as innocent as those flowers. And then we get hold of a monster that tells us this is the way it is. That person in front of me that was so kind and sweet and loving to me last night, so innocent in their excitement about life, that person is now the enemy, and we turn them into a big monster. But more importantly, we turn ourselves from that innocent flower into the monster that projects that label, that perception, that image onto our loved one. And I've noticed so much that when we are in the business of another person, this is really something I want to write about more because I haven't talked about it very much. I've noticed that when we are in the business of God, all that is, what shows up, or another person, we actually do not have options for ourselves. We often forget how much is available to us in the way of different ways to solve or handle our problem, or look at what it is that we are doing. In fact, look at the thinking that is creating the problem, turn it around and find how much it is a perfect reflection of what we're doing, which is not a cause for blame, but a cause for hope, because we're the ones who are able to heal the innocent parts of us that are believing what we are believing, so that we end up showing up that way, and we end up being blind to how we're doing to ourselves or the other exactly what we thought they were doing to us. So then we get right-sized again. We go back to being connected, grounded, like those littlest flowers, rooted in all that we are, connected in every way, no separation. So as you think each day about who you are in this grand scheme of things and what we call Earth, be as present as this one. She believes her thoughts some of the time, but mostly she's right here each moment, just love. And that's what we all are. And the more we stay connected with that, the more we automatically act on behalf of this lovely, lovely environment that sustains us. We have reverence for each of the little things, each person, each state of being that we thought was evil or toxic. We realize it's just what's showing up, and if it triggers us, that's our work, that's our teacher. That's where we find where we are that, and not to beat ourselves up again, but to find what we're believing that creates that and help out that belief so that we come back to this.